everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So my name is Ashleigh for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who aren't, thanks for joining me once again. I really appreciate you all being here. So today's video, take my slippers off, hang on. First of all, I was just going to address the elephant in the room. Looks so marshmallowy. You're probably thinking, why the hell are you sat in your dressing gown? But I've just been filming this full glam get ready with me look since literally about 3 o'clock or just before, and it's now nearly 6:30, so I've been filming for a long time today. It's Saturday, we're in lockdown, and I just wanted to chill. And also I didn't want to wear the same top that I wore in the last video in this video, but I also didn't want to change tops. Do you feel me? So I'm wearing my dressing gown, but can we just appreciate it is an Angel collection dressing gown, so it is really fancy dressing gown. Could have worn my Primark dressing gown, guys, but I pushed the boat out for you and I'm wearing my Angel collection dressing gown, so you know. Also, I was gonna have a glass of wine and do this video tonight, but I've actually got a bit of a headache. I think it's from my ring light. Having that on me for hours and hours on end has given me a headache. It does happen quite a lot. So I've just got a Pepsi. I have had plenty of water before anyone comes to me, but I've not had any Pepsi today, so I fancied a pop Pepsi. Pepsi Max. So I've got that. So today we are doing a girl talk. So I've started a new series on my YouTube, which is now going to be the 3rd video. So I've done a Let's Talk mental health, and then a Let's Talk which is about lockdown and coronavirus, and I did a little poll because I asked you guys what you'd like to see in the Let's Talk series, and I had lots of votes for girl talk and also a sex talk. So I did a little poll to see what you'd like to see first, and you all said girl talk. So I'm just going to go through my Instagram. You guys sent me in some questions. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do, so that you can send in questions in the future if you want to get involved. So let's just crack on. So I've got quite a few. I'm not gonna do them in any particular order. I'm just gonna go through them. Some guy has sent me one. This is really rank. Will you sell me your worn pants or bodysuits every 2 weeks? And to you weirdo, no. And then there's another guy who's just put feet, heart eye emojis. Weirdos. I hate putting things. Sometimes I put stories I think, oh my god, like the responses I get from weirdo men. Where do you find me, first of all? And second of all, go and get a life. Like, ugh. So, I'm going to start from the bottom. The first one is, so basically for this, I just thought, you know what, send me topics you want me to talk about, questions, issues, anything like that. I'd love watching girl talk series. I'd like to make one, so if I can do this going forward, answering your confessions, answering your giving you advice on things, I don't know. I love listening to Sophia and Shinsia do their girl talk and boy talk every week over on the girls' bathroom, so I thought I'm going to do one myself. So, and it was very highly requested when I asked people what you wanted to see me do Let's Talks on, so I'm going to do this one, and then the next one's going to be sex talk. So I know coronavirus and mental health are quite down subjects, but I want to keep these ones a little bit more fun. So yeah, the first one is, my man doesn't support me doing Instagram because of his ex. So I messaged the girl that sent this to me because I was like, elaborate, what do you mean? Basically, she said her boyfriend doesn't like her doing Instagram because his ex-girlfriend just had a normal job initially, and then she got into doing influencing, and they were in a similar sort of stream, so they do like fitness and fashion, and she basically ended up cheating on him and like did everything in their life for social media, so like to the extent where she'd like make him do things for her so she could just film it and put it on social media and pretend that he came up with the idea, which that's so weird. Like, I would not give Josh credit if he hadn't done something off his own back. Like, get you a man that does it anyway and then give them the credit for it. Like, if I said to Josh, can you do this, I wouldn't then be like, oh my god, what an amazing boyfriend that he's done this. Like, no. So she said that, and then she said he's now worried that she's obviously going to cheat on him, but to the point where like he gets annoyed about photos that you can see her nipple and things like that. And I'm just going to say this, I said this to Josh earlier, I was telling him about it, and I was like, firstly, I never wear a bra. Like, I'm wearing a bra right now, but I never wear a bra. Like, it's just not a thing. And if you go on my Instagram, there's probably a lot of photos you can see my nipple, and I actually think it's quite nice. I've seen Sophia and Cinzia wear lots of tops with no bras on, and I actually think it's a really nice look. Like, go back and watch Friends from the 90s where Rachel doesn't wear a bra majority of the time, and just seeing a little bit of nipple, I think it's sexy. I think it's really nice. And especially when you're doing fitness, you can't wear like a sports bra and a normal bra, so for that to be an issue, I just think it's strange. But I did speak to this girl already, but my advice on that situation would be talk to the boyfriend and just be like, listen, I'm not that girl that got big on Instagram, lost her head and cheated on you, because first of all, it obviously wasn't the right relationship, because now you're in the right relationship, but second of all, you're not the same person. Like, I'm not gonna go and get loads of followers and cheat on you. Like, that's just not what's gonna happen. And if you're not happy in a relationship, obviously she would sort that out, but you can't. I think it's really hard going into a relationship where the person that you're now with is similar to the person you were with before, but you've got to remember every single person is different, and just because your ex cheated on you doesn't mean your new person's going to cheat on you. But if you have those trust issues from the start, you need to work on them, because she's done nothing wrong, and you can't base what your new girlfriend's going to do based on what your ex has done. And I think it works both ways for men and women, so yeah, I feel like that's an issue he has that he needs to work on. But my advice to this girl was sit down with him, just explain to him why you're doing Instagram, why you like influencing, and just explain that you're not that same girl and you have no intention of cheating on him or living your life for social media. I just think that's really sad. So I want to know how often people shave everywhere in their routine. So, okay, this made me laugh. So for me, shaving I don't do it anymore. I get waxes. I don't mean like I'm a hairy growler. I mean I literally get waxes. I have shaved since lockdown, so I was actually due to get a wax yesterday, Friday the 13th, but lockdown stopped that from happening, and so I did shave because I was like, this, I just can't deal with it. I hate having hair. But I find waxing is so much better. Like my hair just doesn't, like, I got a wax after lockdown, and then I had another one 5 weeks later and I had like hardly any hair. Like it changes the game. And I know people say like, oh, you could wax and it grows back thicker. It doesn't. Like my hair takes for ages to grow back when I wax. If I shave, it never really gets like smooth, you know, there's always like a little bit of stubble, and then it grows back so quickly. So for me, waxing, I know people say it's expensive, but it's really not. Like I pay £25 I think for a wax, and it lasts me 5 weeks, whereas like razors, I go through them a lot. If I was shaving down there, I'd go through them a lot quicker, whereas now I just obviously shave my legs and my underarms. My legs don't get too hairy for me to wax them. They kind of like grow in little patches. Like the hair does get long, don't get me wrong, but they grow in little patches. I don't shave my legs that often. It's only when I'm going to fake tan, which at the moment it's probably every couple of weeks. So I do shave my legs when I'm going to tan. So, but it's just not that bad, and I don't find it that difficult. I have a bath every couple of weeks, and when I have a bath I'll shave my legs usually. So, and then under my arms, that's my bane of my life. I have to shave my underarms every 2 days. Like it just grows so quickly. But again, I don't want to grow it out to get it waxed. I just don't think it's that big enough of an area to make it worthwhile getting waxed. So I just don't get that area waxed. But I have considered laser. Obviously I can't afford to get laser. But yeah, so I don't get my underarms waxed, but I do shave them like literally every 2 days. But I think every person's different. Some people hate waxing, but I don't feel like it hurts that much. Like it doesn't hurt me. I just flinch every time. So yeah. So if you're wondering why am I using a headphone right now as a microphone, my sister makes so much noise when I try to film, and she's got in the shower and the pipes are literally next to my room, and it makes so much noise and I can't deal with that being in the background. It is still going to be in the background, but I think with me being like this, it'll be less so we're just going to continue, and I'm sorry about that. I can't do anything about it. I wish I could. I wish I could, because it's pissing me off so much. I've literally filmed 4 videos this weekend. Every single one my sister finds a way to make loads of noise, so it's fine. But yeah, most important qualities in a friendship. I just feel like honesty, trust, humour, support. Support's really important. I feel like if your friend does well, big them up. If your friend's going through a shit time, support them. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's just how I feel. How to deal with long distance friendships. I think in this day and age, it's pretty easy to have long distance friendships. I have made so many friends on Instagram. You know who you are. I love you all. And some of the friends I've made on Instagram are literally some of my best friends. And it's really sad that we literally can't meet up all the time, especially at the moment with lockdown. We literally can't see each other. But I feel like it's one of those things where in this day and age with social media, you can maintain friendships really easily with FaceTime, planning to see each other if you can. Obviously, if you're, like, depends how far away you are. If you're in different countries, it can be quite difficult. But yeah, I feel like that's the only way. Make sure you stay in contact regularly, even if you have to set a little reminder, because I'm so bad at texting people. Like, I've got friends that live 2 minutes away from me and I forget to text them. Like, I'm just not good at texting people and staying in contact. I've tried throughout lockdown, like a couple of days ago, I was like, right, I'm going to message everyone in my contacts from like A to D, people that I would actually message, and just check in on them, and then I'm going to go through like E to J or something, I don't know, and just touch base with people, because I feel like I didn't do that enough last time, and I want to be able to be there for people if they need me, and stay in contact with people, which I just generally find quite hard. But obviously texting, calling your friends, FaceTiming, and arranging a date in the future to see each other if you can. That's all I can suggest. Tell us about the first time you got your period. So the first time I got my period, it's actually quite a funny story. It's not that exciting, it's not actually that funny. But I was in year 7, so I was 11 years old. I was in a science lesson. I had a really lovely teacher, she was Canadian, and I remember sitting there and having this awful stomach pain, like such bad stomach pain. I was like, I need to go home. And I said to the teacher, I was like, listen, I really don't feel well, can I go home? And she was like, yeah, it's fine. And then I said to my friend Lewis, who I'm still really good friends with, I was like, he's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm going home, I don't feel well. And he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I've got a stomachache. And he's like, oh yeah, we all know what that means. And I was like, no, I've not started my period yet. Went home, had started my period. So Lewis actually knew before I did, which is quite funny, because then we're now still friends 11 years later. But yeah, so that was it. But I was very informed about it because my mum obviously talked to me about it before, and my sister was older than me, so she already had her period, so we, like, you know, it was a normal thing. And yeah, it wasn't that bad. When I first got it, it was just spotting. I went home and I was like, it's like brown stuff. And I was like, Mum, started my period. And I literally used pads all the way until I was 18. I didn't use tampons until I'd had sex for the first time, and like a few months after that I thought, I'm gonna try, and I finally got to be able to use a tampon. One of those things that I just couldn't use for a long time, but now I can. It's so much easier, because honestly using a pad was just the bane of my life, but we're over that now. But yeah, that was my first period. What to do if your best friend has multiple best friends and you only have her. I feel like this happens a lot. I'm one of these girls, I just don't have a lot of well, I say that I don't have a lot of girlfriends, but I do. Popular bitch over here. I do have a lot of girlfriends. Like, there's a lot of girls that I could go and speak to if I wanted to, but I don't have like a group of friends. And I feel like I have had friends before that have loads of, or, you know, I've got friends at the moment that have loads of friends, but I just feel like just be fine with it. Like, if you're that worried about like being left out, try to get to know their other friends and become like a group if you're interested in that. But yeah, I feel like everybody has different friendship levels, as long as, you know, your friend is still spending time with you as well as other people. And if you feel like she isn't, then obviously have a conversation and be like, listen, I feel a bit left out, or I feel a little bit alone. Just make your friend aware. Obviously being honest and just saying how you feel, I think, is really important in any relationship, especially friendships. And yeah, try and involve yourself. Don't get jealous, because it's not like she's choosing that person over you if you're not friends with that other person, but maybe try and be involved and be friends with the other people, and then obviously you can spend time all together. That's the only advice I can really give. Someone asked where's my outfit from. The top was Zara and the shorts were PLT and the shoes are Ego. I'm going to reply to her actually now because I feel quite bad. Okay, so talk to us about your hobbies. I don't really have hobbies. I really hate this question. You know, like when you start like a new school or you go to university, not that I went to university, or you start a new job and everyone's like, what's your hobbies? Like, what do you do for fun? I'm like, nothing. I watch the Kardashians and eat in bed. I don't have any hobbies. Like, my only hobby, I guess, is YouTube. Like, I love filming. I love creating content. It's so strange because, like, I'm just not a creative person. But for me, creating content on YouTube and, like, Instagram is just such an outlet for me. I love it. I find it so fun, whether that's on my own or with Josh. I just really love doing it. So, yeah, my main hobby will probably be YouTube, and then also just spending time with Josh, which makes me so sad because we can't right now. But shopping, that's a hobby. I don't know, I just don't have any hobbies. I wish I could say the gym, but I just can't, so we'll just leave it there. Celebrity crush. Okay, my celebrity male crushes are Zac Efron, obviously, Aston Marigold from JLS, if you know, you know. And also, is anybody else gutted that the JLS reunion has been postponed? I had tickets to 2 shows, guys. Don't laugh at me if you're a 1D fan, but I had tickets to 2 shows for the JLS reunion, and they've been postponed. One of them's actually been postponed to mine and Josh's 5.5 years next year. Sorry, Han, won't be seeing you. I'll be seeing my other bae, Aston. But yeah, Aston from JLS and Anthony Joshua, now that I'm older. I mean, I still fancy Aston and Zac Efron, but Anthony Joshua, I would climb that. Sorry, Josh. Female celeb crushes, Ariana Grande. Obviously, I would have a threesome with her and Josh. Maybe just me and her. And who else? Kim Kardashian. I'm obsessed with Kim Kardashian. I think she's literally an icon. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there. Mila Kunis, Michelle Keegan. I've got a lot of female crushes, let's not lie. If social media ended tomorrow, how would you feel? I would feel really sad and kind of lost because I've made so many friends on Instagram and like I don't even have their numbers. So how would I stay in contact with these people? But again, like I said, like social media is like a little outlet for me. I love creating content, and to not have it would be really weird. I'd also feel kind of disconnected because I get a lot of my news from like Twitter and like what people share on Instagram, and yeah, I'd feel like I'd just feel really disconnected. I don't really listen to the news. I get like breaking news from BBC on my phone, but I just don't like the news, so I'd rather find things out on social media. Obviously I know for some people it can be a really dark place and it can be really negative on people, but for me, I've only ever had positive experiences with social media. I love posting, I love speaking to people and engaging with people on my Instagram and YouTube. I love creating content, so yeah, I'd probably feel a little bit lost and disconnected if social media ended tomorrow, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Hair care routine. So I don't really do a lot of hair care, I'm not gonna lie. I tend to mix up my shampoo and conditioner. I do use like a purple shampoo or a purple conditioner and then a different shampoo and different conditioner depending on what I'm using. I've been using the L'Oreal Elvive Fibrology, I think it's called, shampoo conditioner. It's a thickening one, it's like a teal bottle. And then I also use the L'Oreal Elvive Extraordinary Oil, which is for coloured hair. It's like £8. It's really, really good. I just run that through my ends. I also use the Beauty Works. What's it called? Let me have a look on my email, see if it's there. I bought it. There's 2 things. There's the Dream Shine spray. If I'm going to blow dry my hair, I use that. It's like the Dream Beauty Works. Hang on, I'm just going to stop talking. So the 10-in-1 Miracle Spray, I spray that on my hair all the time when I've just got out the shower, or if I'm going to like use heat on it. And then also the Dream Shine that I use when I blow dry my hair, because it's just so sleek and glossy when I do that. And yeah, I love those products. But yeah, I'm not really a huge hair kind of gal. I don't do a lot of my hair, which obviously it sounds stupid when I've got curly extensions in, but, well, extensions that I curled. But I made an effort today for the video, so. Right. How are you staying motivated while in lockdown? I feel bored every day. So if you want to know about this, go over to my lockdown video. I did talk about this and what I'm doing in lockdown, but I'm just going to touch on it here. I am still working. So I work Monday to Thursday and then Friday to Sunday. I'm just creating content. So I filmed 2 videos yesterday and 2 videos today. And then tomorrow I'm just going to chill out. So it'll be kind of like a normal weekend. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be seeing Josh. So me and Josh went for a walk today in the pouring rain, so that was really fun. So dealing with self-confidence, and also have you ever struggled with body confidence? Yes, I feel like everybody in the world has struggled with body confidence. It's one of those things, I was talking to Mum about this earlier, it's one of those things that I don't really have issues with at the moment. I don't feel like I have had issues with it for a while. I do have issues sometimes because I get really quite bloated, and it's a little bit frustrating because I just have this like massive stomach sometimes where it gets so like swollen. My boobs are tiny, so I get insecure about that sometimes. But at the moment I feel generally confident. I've got to a point where I'm just happy with myself, and I know that I work really hard. I know I do the best that I can. I would like to exercise more and feel a little bit more healthy, but we can't always win. So yeah, I feel like dealing with self-confidence is really difficult, depending what age you are as well. I feel like as you get older, like 13 to probably 18, I was so insecure and wanted to change everything about my body. But now I'm like 22, nearly 23, I just accept it, because if I want to change something that badly, not that I could, but like I'm saving for a boob job, I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to get a boob job. I feel like it would just make me feel so much more confident. But I've got to a point where I know what works for my boobs. I know how to dress to make my boobs look nice if I want to. And yeah, I feel like it's such a big thing, but it's such a personal thing depending on what you're insecure about. But yeah, I've just got to a point in life where I just love myself, and there's things I can change, and I do doubt myself sometimes, and I do feel a bit shit sometimes, but I'm at a point where I'm really confident in myself, and I kind of just don't give a shit about what people think about me anymore. Like, I'm just over that. I'm just over all the toxicity of, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, posting on YouTube and posting on Instagram is such a big deal, but I just don't think about it anymore. I just do it because I love doing it. So if someone's going to judge me for that, then I don't want them in my life, so that's absolutely fine. So that's what I've just kind of learned, to accept what I want to do what I want to do, and do what makes me happy. I think lockdown's really taught me that, and all this COVID stuff, that life is too short, so just do what makes you happy at the end of the day. In your opinion, what's the worst and best thing about being a girl? The best thing about being a girl is we're always right. No, the best thing about being a girl is being able to get glam, like doing hair and makeup. I really enjoy that. Fashion, I feel like it's so much better for girls. So yeah, just that kind of aspect of life. The worst thing is periods. Let's not lie. And childbirth. I just really don't like the idea of that. But periods for sure, because 40 years of bleeding every month is just not fun. And the fact that if you don't want a period, you've got to like go on the pill, and being on the pill is awful. So I mean, it wasn't that bad for me, but I just don't want to be on it anymore. Mine got discontinued, and I don't want to go on another one, and I just don't want that chemical in my body. So stuck with the shit periods. Love that. Do you find your friends loyal? Yes, I have the best friends in the world. No one's ever been disloyal to me. So, well, they have, but they're not my friends anymore. So, bye. What does loyalty mean to you? A lot. I don't know how to define it. Just, telling me if you're not happy with me, supporting me, being a good friend. I don't know. This is not a good video. I'm really sorry if anyone's out here looking for advice. What's your fave night out, with your boyfriend or with your friends? Both. If I can mix it, then great. Or what I really like, I don't really have like a friendship group, like I said, but if I get like all my friends out, and then like Josh was out with all his friends, and then we met up, that would be really fun. But yeah, I don't really have a group. I love being out with my friends. because it's lovely. I don't see my friends that much, so to be able to like catch up, and we always have really funny nights, love that. But I feel like if we did it every week, it just wouldn't be as fun, you know what I mean? And me and Josh have like chilled, I have chilled nights with my friends and with Josh, but yeah, a little bit of both. You need both in your life. I feel like me and Josh could have fun in a club on our own, but I love being with the girls and this. Yeah, a little bit of both, let's not lie. Somebody said you're insane. Thank you, girl. I love you. Dealing with breakups. I cannot really talk about this because I've not been through like a breakup as say. Me and Josh have been together since I was 18 and like we haven't broken up. And he's my only boyfriend, but I have been hurt by people in the past where I was like seeing them and then it ended. I feel like the only thing you can do is firstly get your hair done. That's such bad advice, but I feel like change something about yourself that kind of detaches you from that person. Like if you get your hair done differently or change your room, like change something so you feel like it's a fresh start, if that makes sense. That sounds really stupid, but you know, everyone's like get him out your hair, like, well, everyone goes through a glove when they go through a breakup. So self-care I feel like is really important. I know when I feel down, self-care is the best thing for me. So have a bath, do your skincare, put some makeup on, leave the house looking unreal. So if you see that boy, he's going to be like, or girl, they're going to be like, once I let them go. So yeah, just focus on yourself. Don't think about, you know, the other person and making them jealous and what you can do. Just focus on yourself and figure out what you want and what makes you happy, and do that. That's my only advice on breakups. What kind of things annoy you about guys, like pet peeves? When they tell you to smile, when they say that you're grumpy, pet peeves about guys. Boys that are like overly sexual, no. What I really hate is when boys, like, this is like when you're talking to someone, when they start messaging you loads and then they just stop messaging you and you're like, oh, what was the point in that? Like, I hate that. Boys are just annoying in general, aren't they? Sorry, Josh. Boys being late, boys not making any effort. What else? Boys saying that they're too busy to see, but then gaming. Gaming is my biggest pet peeve of boys. I hate it. Josh is kind of obsessed with Pokemon Go again, and I'm not ashamed to say it on here because I'm going to out you, Josh, because everyone that I know played Pokemon Go when we were 17. Now he's playing it at 22. Why? Why is it back? I don't know. Would you let your partner go through your phone, and would you go through his? Yes, he can go through mine if he wants, and I have gone through his before, yeah. But only when I've had an inkling of something, like if he's told me something and like that's a lie, and like I've gone through it and I've confirmed, or like I feel like something's gone wrong and it's been confirmed by me going through his phone. So when you get that gut feeling and you know something's wrong, I've always been right. But yeah, I've got nothing to hide. I haven't gone through his phone in over a year. And he can go through mine if he wants, because we're very open and honest. He knows everything about me and I know everything about him, I like to think. So yes, if we had to. Okay, do you use the pill, and what are your opinions on it? So I kind of touched on this. I'm no longer on the pill. I've probably been off it for over a year now. I was on the pill when I was 15. I went on it because I had really bad periods, really heavy periods, really bad period pains, and it was just awful. So I went on the pill. I was taking low estrogen, which was a low in estrogen one. It was amazing. Literally had no impact on me at all, as far as I'm aware. I don't think it did, but they stopped making it because the demand was too high, which is stupid to me, but you know, I'm not a pill manufacturer. So I'm no longer on the pill. I feel kind of better for it. I don't know, because I do suffer with mental health, so I don't know if that has any impact, and I feel, just, you know, personally not being on the pill, I prefer it, because I'm like, okay, it's, you know, obviously we have to take other precautions and things sexually, and I did think about going on another form of contraceptive, but I prefer just to not use something like that goes into my body all the time. And Josh has kind of agreed that, like, it's not very fair for me to take a pill every day of my life or have an injection or things that are going to put hormones into my body, because it can also impact your fertility, and I was on the pill for 7 years. So yeah, I just don't take it anymore. I have nothing against anyone that does, because I think it's a great method to use for periods, for acne, for lots of things, but I'm just over it now. I don't think I'll ever go back on it. But yeah, that's just me. Very short and sweet, but if you want me to go more into it, then let me know and I can do that in the future. Do you approve of abortions? Do you approve of abortions, and what are your views on certain states in the US trying to ban it? I personally think it's your body, it's your choice. Don't come for me, pro-lifers. When I was at school, I remember being in year 7 and having like a lesson about abortions, and I was like, I'd never get an abortion. Like, I just couldn't do that. And my view was that I couldn't kill a baby. But when you're like very early on, it's not a baby, it's like a little thing. What's the word? I don't know. But personally, I feel like if you're in a position where you couldn't have a baby, or it wasn't safe for yourself or for the baby, then abortions are, I don't want to say a great method, but you know, they're there for a reason. Personally, if I was to get pregnant now, I'm not in a position to have a baby, so I would probably get an abortion. I know adoption is a thing, but think of how many children are in the system already waiting to be adopted and aren't. And I just know in myself that if I had a baby, I could not watch it go to somebody else. And so, yeah, I do believe in abortions. I think they are, you know, people do abuse them. I know young girls sometimes get loads and loads of abortions, and they shouldn't. Like, that's really wrong. Like, look after yourself and just use contraception. But I think, you know, in emergency situations, like if someone's been raped, or someone's 14 years old, or you're not in a financial position to raise a baby, I think it's more fair on yourself and the baby. You know, if I had a baby and I couldn't look after it, I think that's worse than having an abortion. Obviously, depending on how far along you are, but there's limits on that for a reason. So yes, I do believe in abortion. Don't come for me. And then the last one is PMS. Fucking hate PMS. I actually suffer with pre and post menstrual stress, which is not fun. So I get a build up to my period. I know when it's coming because I get really low. I generally feel quite shit. I get a lot of pain in my stomach and my back, and yeah, it's not good. But I also get low after my period, and I suffer post menstrual, which is really annoying. But if you're a boy, you're very lucky that you don't get periods. I literally get headaches, nausea, severe stomach ache, severe backache, and mood swings. A lot of mood swings. If you want to know about my sex drive and that in my period, stay tuned to the next video, which is going to be the sex talk. If anyone asks me about that, obviously we can touch on it. But I haven't got the questions yet, so that'll be next week's. But that is the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's kind of a quick fire one, a little bit rambly, but it's Saturday night. What else can I do? I've got a headache, I feel weird, let's just go with it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and subscribe if you want to see the sex talk that will come next week, because we all love a juicy video. But I'll see you all in the next one. Have a lovely day, and I hope you're all staying safe in lockdown. If anybody needs anyone to speak to, please do message me over on Instagram and I will be happy to speak to you. Love you all.